MLGBA's growth, as well as the growth of other people in the LGBT community feeling like they could be out in any profession, really were coincided with each other in terms of people feeling more comfortable being out in so many settings, fed into the growth of MLGBA.
One of the things I'm most proud of in the time that I was co-chair with Christina is the way in which we really, together with our magnificent board, brought MLGBA into premier leadership status and assembled an environment where all of the affinity bars could be together as one and not be functioning separately. And the unity and the alliance that has been created as a result of that is just unreal.
I'm part of a generation change, so we would have speakers who were maybe 10 or 15 years older than I am speak especially for the law student reception. And we hit a point where the speakers were talking about being closeted and their journey to coming out, and the law students just didn't understand them. And so when I was co-chair, I had to pull them aside before their remarks and before they planned their remarks and explain that the world was different and that the young people were always out. And so they didn't necessarily understand that speech.
Well, it was, and it frankly still is, if not more so, the fun bar association. And I've wanted to be a part of that, to be a part of colleagues who are from diverse practice areas, diverse geographic areas, and frankly, I wanted to be a part of the group.
It's hard to get anybody to do anything after a long day at work with family commitments and everything else going on if it's going to be a drag. And MLGBA has been very good at keeping a social aspect to our activities.
Well, being fun has to be a part of what it means to be a lawyer, I think. Being an attorney is really a very thankless job where you're spending all day long arguing with all kinds of people about all kinds of stuff. And so obviously, and if you're not really passionate and care about what you're arguing about, I think it's really potentially a miserable existence. So I'm lucky enough to do what I love as an attorney, and what I found in the MLGBA is that most people are practicing the kind of law they chose to practice, not that they were forced to practice.
I think as much as so many of us can be comfortably out within our personal lives, I think there still is an important space for people to feel safe about being who they are and within the legal profession. And I think that must be especially so for our members of the transgender community, where we see so many of the similar issues that faced lesbians and gay men in the mid-'80s and early '90s starting to gain some recognition, some protection legally is happening in the transgender community. And I think that is really a significant part of MLGBA's work, and I've been very proud to hear about all the work in the transgender community that MLGBA has been doing.
While I was heading out the door as co-chair, I said to my successors, which was Christina Miller and Chick Wagner, that one of the things I thought MLGBA hadn't done that well was address transgender rights. And so I said, you might want to put that on your mission plan for your time. And boy, did I have no idea what an awesome job that they would do on those issues.
For example, transgender people still lack basic explicit legal protections under Massachusetts general laws. Trans people don't have protections from employment discrimination, housing discrimination, education discrimination, and the MLGBA has been a really instrumental force in bringing the legal community together, and particularly organizing the organized bar.
And in a very short couple of years, we went from not scoring so high to having a bill pending in the legislature, to creating a committee for trans inclusion, to actually really incorporating trans law students, all the law schools, and really being the leader of at least the Massachusetts LGBT community in standing up for transgender equality.
Well, I think the coalitions are extremely important because none of us can do this alone. Just like litigators know that with any legal civil rights movement, you need the political movement and the social movement and the people being willing to be out every day in their personal lives in order to advance gay civil rights. So in the same way, lawyers can't do it all, and gay lawyers can't do it all. The same way that it is up to people who are not of color to take up the cause of equal rights for people of color. Those kinds of coalitions are critical to advance, especially for minority rights.
I thought we did a great job with reaching out to all the other bar associations, particularly around the marriage issue, and working to get allies and to just really build bridges around that organization.
It connects people. It connects members of the LGBT community such that a big firm attorney can meet a solo practitioner. A prosecutor can meet a trust and estates lawyer and can build alliances, can build a network. And I think we have a natural base for that, and I think we do that really well.
The group engages in lobbying. We work with other organizations. We talk to our legislators. We sign on to amicus briefs. We've written amicus briefs.
We started focusing some of our efforts on making sure that all of us could really get to know one another and learn each other's practice areas and what we did so that we could be really good referral sources for one another and enjoy each other's company and rely on each other's expertise as issues specific to our community arose, either in our cases or when we got calls from general members of the LGBT community who needed our help.
There are, of course, social events, monthly happy hours, the dinner every May. People can do committee work. For example, I chair the Committee on Transgender Inclusion. We have a number of really energetic and fantastic people, both law students and attorneys, involved in that group.
I'm very lucky that my practice really values my membership in MLGBA and my contribution, and I think it's been really good for my practice to have me be involved in MLGBA. You know, from my learning, the skills of being a part of an organization, from my getting referrals, from my, learning more about the substantive issues, to connecting to other bar leaders. It's been really good for me as a lawyer.